On July 1, 2018, a man in a gray polo, shirt and blue-tinted glasses, recorded a short video on his phone before boarding a flight. He was smiling. "See you tonight at Tham Luang," he said. Then he got on the plane. His name was Saman Kunan. He was 38 years old, a former Thai Navy SEAL who had left active duty in 2006 and was now working as a security guard at Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi airport. Nobody had ordered him to go. Nobody had called him up and told him his country needed him. Nobody had activated his unit or given him a mission briefing or told him there was no other choice. He watched the news. He saw what was happening in the mountains of northern Thailand. And he decided, on his own as a volunteer, that he was going back in. 5 days later, he was dead. And 13 people were alive because of it. The cave. To understand what Saman Kunan volunteered to enter, you need to understand Tham Luang. Tham Luang Nang Non Cave sits inside a mountain in Chiang Rai province, northern Thailand, near the border with Myanmar. The cave system stretches more than 6 miles underground, a network of chambers, shafts, narrow passages, and tunnels that twist deeper into the mountain the further you go. During Thailand's dry season, it is navigable. During the rainy season, it becomes something else entirely. Water pours off the mountains above and rushes into the cave system in minutes. Passages that were walkable an hour ago become completely submerged. The current is powerful and the water is dark. Visibility measured in inches, not feet. Local people knew how dangerous the cave became in rain. Warning signs had been placed around the entrance. On June 23, 2018, 12 boys between the ages of 11 and 16 and their 25-year-old football coach entered the cave after training. They were celebrating a teammate's birthday. The weather seemed calm when they went in. Within the hour, a powerful storm moved in over the mountains above them. Water flooded the tunnels. The exit disappeared underwater. The boys ran deeper into the cave, searching for higher ground, away from the rising water, until they found a narrow, muddy ledge 4 kilometers from the entrance and climbed onto it. And there they stayed. No food, no way out, no way to communicate with the surface. In a cave that the rest of the world didn't yet know they were inside. That evening, their bicycles and backpacks were found abandoned at the cave entrance. 13 people were missing inside Tham Luang. The search. What followed in the next 9 days was one of the largest cave rescue operations ever assembled. Nearly 1,000 people descended on Tham Luang. Thai Navy SEALs, military personnel, international cave diving experts, engineers, doctors, and volunteers from countries including the United States, United Kingdom, Australia, China, and Japan. Massive pumps worked around the clock trying to drain the flooded tunnels. But every time the water level dropped, more rain fell on the mountains above and the tunnels filled again. The monsoon season was not cooperating. The conditions inside the cave were unlike almost anything rescue divers had encountered before. The water was murky brown with zero visibility. The current was strong and unpredictable. The passages were so narrow in places that divers had to remove their oxygen tanks and push them ahead of themselves just to fit through. And the boys were 4 kilometers in. The journey from the cave entrance to where the boys were trapped took approximately 6 hours of diving each way. 6 hours in, 6 hours out, through flooded tunnels in complete darkness. For 9 days, nobody knew if the boys were alive. Then on July 2nd, British cave divers, John Valanthan and Rick Stanton, pushed further into the cave than anyone else had managed, and found them. All 12 boys and their coach, alive, huddled on a muddy ledge surrounded by black water, thin, weak, and frightened, but breathing. The moment was captured on video. The diver's torch swept across 13 pale faces in the darkness. "How many of you?" the diver asked. 13, came the answer. Brilliant. They had been underground for 9 days. They had survived by drinking water that dripped from the cave walls, and by following their coach's instructions to lie still and conserve energy. Finding them was the miracle everyone had been praying for. Getting them out was an entirely different problem. The problem. Many of the boys could not swim. None of them had experience with scuba equipment. The route out required hours of diving through flooded tunnels in complete darkness, squeezing through passages, barely wide enough for an adult body, navigating strong currents, managing breathing equipment in conditions that would challenge trained professionals. For a frightened 11-year-old who had never worn a diving mask, it was almost incomprehensible. The rescue team debated every option. Wait for the rainy season to end, but that was 4 months away, and the boys didn't have enough food or oxygen to survive that long. Drill down from above, but the mountain above them was hundreds of feet of solid rock, and nobody knew the exact location. Build a way out through a different tunnel, but every alternative route mapped was flooded or impassable. There was only one way out, the same way in. Every boy would need to be fitted with a full-face diving mask, carefully sedated by doctors to prevent panic during the underwater journey, and guided through 6 hours of flooded cave by 2 expert divers. One in front, one behind for the entire route. It was the most dangerous option available. It was also the only option. But before the rescue could begin, The oxygen levels inside the cave where the boys were waiting had to be maintained. The air in a sealed underground space depletes quickly when 13 people are breathing it. Oxygen tanks had to be physically carried and placed at intervals throughout the flooded tunnel system, creating a supply chain of breathable air along the escape route. That was the job Saman Kunan volunteered for. The man. Saman Kunan was born on December 23, 1980, in Chattaraphak-Phiman, Thailand. He had served as a diver in the Royal Thai Navy SEALs, one of the most demanding military roles in the Thai Armed Forces, before leaving active duty in 2006. After leaving the SEALs, he stayed connected to his unit. According to an official statement, he always participated in the SEAL activities until the last step of his life. He was in good physical condition. He was an experienced diver. He knew caves. He knew darkness. He knew the kind of work that was being asked for at Tham Luang, and he knew he could do it. He flew to Chiang Rai on July 1st. Before boarding the plane, he recorded that video. Gray polo shirt, blue glasses, easy smile. See you tonight at Tham Luang. He was not nervous. He was not reluctant. He was a man going somewhere he had decided he needed to be. His wife Vali Poan would later say, "You are my very heart." She did not know when he boarded that plane that she was saying goodbye. July 5th, 2:1 a.m. On July 5th, Saman Kunan successfully completed a mission deep inside Tham Luang, delivering 3 oxygen tanks to the location where the boys were waiting. 3 tanks, placed successfully. The boys had air. He turned around and began the 6-hour journey back toward the surface. Somewhere in the flooded darkness of Tham Luang Cave, in the early hours of July 6th, Saman Kunan lost consciousness underwater. His fellow diver found him unconscious in the water. CPR was performed immediately. Every effort was made to revive him. He had run out of oxygen on the way back. He had given the boys his air, and didn't have enough left for himself. He was the only fatality of the entire rescue operation. He was 37 years old. Well, what happened next? 2 days after Saman Kunan died inside Tham Luang, on July 8th, the rescue of the boys began. Over 3 days in groups, each boy was sedated, fitted with a diving mask, and guided through 6 hours of flooded cave by expert divers. The journey was terrifying even for the professionals leading it. In some passages, the divers had to remove their tanks to fit through. In others, the current pushed back against them. Every meter was a negotiation with a cave that did not want to let anyone leave. On July 10th, the last boy and coach Ekapol emerged from Tham Luang. All 13 people who had been trapped inside were alive. The world celebrated. In hospitals, the boys drew pictures of Saman Kunan and held them up for the cameras. His wife asked the boys not to blame themselves. "Please don't blame yourselves," she said. "He chose to be there." The King of Thailand posthumously awarded Saman Kunan the Knight Grand Cross of the Order of the White Elephant, one of the country's highest honors. A large mural titled The Heroes was installed at the entrance of Tham Luang Cave, and his face is on it. A statue was built in Chiang Rai province. His name is known across Thailand. But outside Thailand, outside the brief news cycle of July 2018, most people who remember the Thai cave rescue remember 13 survivors and a miracle. They do not always remember the man who made the miracle possible.